thank you, Jed and Theo, and everyone, starting back to when I was in Little League, that's believed in me and has came with me along this ride. And I mean, Jed and Theo and Jason McLeod kind of have seen me at my worst days when back in Boston, and the whole Boston community and the fans there are still appreciative for everything they've done for me when I was sick. And now, I mean, going back to San Diego, Jed and Jason saw me at one of my worst professional times there too, when I was, down and out and doubting myself at some points. And for them to bring me over here to Chicago and have that confidence in me meant the world to me. And this day has come so fast. And I mean, looking back on it, when I was a young kid dreaming of this day, it's a surreal moment.
Big day here at Wrigley Field. Along with Jim Deshaies, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs hosting the Rockies tonight, but you saw Anthony Rizzo happy. The Cubs are thrilled. He's got a new 7-year deal.
Great deal for everybody. He gets security. The Cubs get a good young player locked up for a good long while. He's on a pace this year to hit 38 home runs, drive in 119. Cub fans can get used to seeing that now for the better part of the next decade, and who knows, maybe beyond. An outstanding power hitter, good strike zone judgment, tremendous defender, all the things you're looking for in a young player to build around.
So, a year after the Cubs signed Starlin Castro to a 7-year extension, they do the same with Anthony Rizzo for a couple of extra club option years as well. And coming up tonight, Travis Wood, who has been terrific so far this year, will get the ball. Now, as a pinch runner, yesterday scored the tying run in Washington. Very good athlete. He can do it all, but his main job is to pitch. We'll have Cubs baseball coming up next. Baseball, brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. From shutouts to walk-offs, we've been celebrating the greatest moments in Major League Baseball for over 30 years. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer or go to shophonda.com for current offers. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible. Chicago Cubs baseball in high definition is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. The Rockies are in town. They snapped a 4-game skid yesterday. They're 20-17. Now their lineup: Eric Young Jr. at the top and center for Dexter Fowler. Rutledge at second. Cargo in left. Troy Tulowitzki Knocking in a lot of runs, hit a big homer yesterday. Rosario coming off an excellent rookie campaign. Possible future Hall of Famer Todd Helton at first, Nolan Arenado at third, Charlie Blackmon in right, and Juan Nicasio, the pitcher.
Defensively, the Cubs shape up this way tonight. It's brought to you by Toyota. Soriano to Jesus, Shearholtz in the outfield. Ransom as Valbuena continues to deal with a little finger issue. Castro at short, Barney second, Rizzo first, Wellington Castillo behind the plate. Toyota, let's go places. It's the Cubs in the field on the bump. Travis Wood, boy, what a year he's having. 3-2, 2.33 ERA through 7 starts. All qualities, allowed more than 2 runs only once. The batting average against of 179 is good for third best in the National League.
15-year veteran Paul Schreiber, Oregon native, will call balls and strikes. Chad Fairchild, Jeff Kellogg, Eric Cooper around the bases. First of 3, all 7:05 starts before the Cubs have an off day on Thursday, and then they'll welcome the Mets in. 3-day games coming up this weekend.
Travis 0-1 with a 2.77 ERA against the Rockies. Just a couple of starts, hasn't faced them since 2011.
And the pitch to switch hitting Eric Young Jr. is a called strike. Mentioned Dexter Fowler out of their lineup tonight. 2 for his last 26. Fly ball out into shallow left, and it'll be run down by Soriano for the first out. It's cold as we get started. It's going to be hot tomorrow night, but it feels like it has felt for much of the early part of the season here in the Midwest.
49 degrees at game time. Little breeze working.
The second baseman Josh Rutledge, and he takes a fastball for a strike.
This is nothing new for either of these clubs. The Cubs have played in a lot of cold weather, as have the Rockies. They've been shoveling snow up there all spring. They started one game, it was 28 degrees first pitch.
They've got a new manager coming off a really disappointing season last year. 64-98. Club record 98 losses, so they have hired a new skipper, Walt Weiss, who has gone from coaching high school ball to the major league dugout.
How about that?
And he agreed to a 1-year contract. How about that? He was the head coach at Regis Jesuit High School in Aurora, Colorado. Took the club to the state semifinals last year. Son Brody played on that team. The Rockies were very high on him. He talked to his first major league manager, Tony La Russa, in the offseason about the big picture stuff, how to build a championship environment in the clubhouse, and lo and behold, they've gotten off to a good start. In fact, they won 13 of their first 17.
Walt Weiss, one of those guys when as a player everybody would have said, yeah, he'll be a good manager. Real heady player, slick fielding shortstop.
That's low. It's 2-2. They've had a weird stretch here. One of the league leaders in runs scored, but they had a drought last week, particularly in St. Louis with the offense, until an 8-0 win yesterday. 3-2 on Rutledge. Gonzalez is on deck.
Scored just 16 runs over their last 6 ball games, and during that time hitting $181 as a team.
Correct myself, 8-2 the final yesterday as Rutledge strikes out, and they have been all or nothing here lately. Their 4-game losing streak, JD, they gave up 3 runs all 4 games, so they've been pitching well, but they just haven't been hitting until yesterday.
In particular, those first 2 games of the series in St. Louis, Shelby Miller and Adam Wainwright just dominated this lineup.
There's Tulowitzki on deck. A big 3-run homer yesterday. Carlos Gonzalez takes a strike. He owns the highest batting average among current players against the Cubs at .409.
Lefties have not been able to neutralize him. He's hitting better than .400 against southpaws this year. .250 at Wrigley in his career. 8 ball games.
A reminder, tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting. Provided by WRTO La Tremenda, Chicago's Spanish language sports leader. They'll get out of play, third base side. Boy, the Cubs have been the victims of a couple of huge individual performances by these Rockies, but they were both at Coors Field, not a big surprise. Gonzalez hit for the cycle against the Cubs in 2010. He completed it by hitting a game-ending home run. Troy Tulowitzki has hit for the cycle against the Cubs, but also at altitude.
At altitude and at ballpark, because of altitude, it was very, very big. All kinds of room there. Yields a lot of doubles and triples.
Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Wood goes 1-2-3 in the first inning. The Cubs are coming up when we come back. Game here at Wrigley Field. Now their Toyota lineup brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. DeJesus, Castro, and Rizzo at the top. Soriano, Sherholtz, Ransom in for Valbuena tonight. Castillo, Barney, and Wood at the bottom.
Rockies defensively. Gonzalez, Young, Charlie Blackmon's the right fielder. He's fresh up from the minor leagues with Michael Kadire going on the DL. Arenado, one of their top prospects at third. Tulowitzki, and all about him, one of the best in the business. Rutledge and the veteran Helton on the right side, and Rosario behind the plate for 26-year-old right-hander Juan Nicasio. 3-0 with a .472. He's made 7 starts. He's only pitched 34 innings. He's had a hard time pitching deep into games. Home runs have also been an issue. He's allowed 7 home runs in his 34 1/3 innings. Got a good arm. Fastball, slider, changeup.
Cubs averaging under 3 runs per game on the road, but as I mentioned, almost 5 per contest here at Wrigley, and the fastball is off the inside corner. Right-hander coming back on a 1-0, and it is a high strike at the belt. Cubs are 81-79 all time against the Rockies, dating back to their first year, 1993. David DeJesus' body language, you just watch him, he's just not in a hurry. And that's the way to be as a leadoff hitter. He's not jumpy. He's kind of giving that vibe of, you better throw me something good or I'm not going to swing. Swings at that one and fouls off 2-2. Not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
You see this a lot from David, deep counts, especially when he's starting the ball game. And that's old school there. Leadoff guy, see some pitches, give your teammates a chance to see what a guy features and how he might attack a hitter. So it's been all fastballs. A little cutter last time from Ocasio. Looks like he's jumping out of his hand pretty good here tonight.
We'd love to hear from you via email, Facebook, and or Twitter. 3-2 on DeJesus. Castro on deck. And drilled into right. And that's going to go to the wall. A leadoff double for DeJesus.
Continuing a theme that was developing over the weekend in Washington, especially the first 2 games of that series. The Cubs banged out a bunch of doubles, a number of leadoff doubles in the opener. Weren't able to cash in enough of them to make a real difference. But you see the spray chart there, Nicasio just attacking with fastballs throughout this sequence, and only puts one in a sweet spot for David.
So it's Castro. First a throw to second. Tulowitzki jumping in behind DeJesus. Starlin had the game-tying RBI single in the 8th yesterday as the Cubs won their 2nd in a row in Washington. Getting that pitch count up is always a priority, but especially against the Rockies. They've only had a starter throw 100 pitches 2 times all season. And when I say 100, I mean 100 on the nose. And that included Jorge De La Rosa yesterday, who took a no-hitter into the 7th in St. Louis.
Yeah, they're asking a lot out of their bullpen. Only the Pirates have thrown more relief innings than the Rockies.
Starters are averaging just over 5 1/3 innings per start. Ocasio's 1-1 hit on the ground to the shortstop Tulowitzki. DeJesus back to second, and that's out number 1.
If you remember last year, the Rockies got experimental with their pitching staff, where they were running guys out there with a 75 pitch limit, and just, I mean, their starting pitching was just a mess last year, and they're trying to reinvent the wheel to a certain extent and figure something out, try to keep people healthy and try to keep their team in games.
Now Anthony Rizzo, just a few hours after the announcement of his new 7-year contract, take him through 2019 with club options for 2020 and 2021.
He's got to go deep here, doesn't he? Isn't that part of the script?
At least a single to knock in a run.
Yeah, we'll settle for that. Can always have the Hollywood ending.
He's hitting .419 over his last 16 games. 26-year-old right-hander with the pitch, and it's a strike. Casio has a pitcher's build 6'3", 230.
Strong legs too. Strong lower unit. This kid a couple years ago took a comebacker off the head and broke a vertebrae. Very scary situation. Came back last year, hurt his knee, had surgery. He's really been limited the last couple of seasons.
1-2 now on Rizzo. Casio signed back in 06 out of the Dominican Republic. From San Francisco in the Dominican. Outside that time.
He's blowing and going right now, throwing almost exclusively fastballs. Really hasn't been able to locate it that well either, so he's a little bit vulnerable right now.
Rizzo bounces foul.
Pretty good change up there. Left-handed hitters hitting 175 off Nicasio, so when you see that from a right-handed pitcher, you figure, well, he must have a pretty good changeup. The book on him is that lively arm, but the secondary pitches are still a work in progress.
He does throw a lot of pitches, averaging almost 19 per inning. Among the most in baseball among starters. Just off the corner. 3-2.
Better pitches he has made, and it's off the plate. Good eye.
Deep breath by Nicasio and the pitch. Another foul ball. Cubs able to win games over the weekend, started by Steven Strasburg and Gio Gonzalez. First 11 Cubs were retired by Strasburg on Saturday, the first 15 yesterday, but Swaim said it's good to win games like that. You just hang around. Those are games the Cubs lost earlier. Line into center. Eric Young almost overran it, but is able to make the catch for the out. Get a good pitch and put a good swing on it. That's all you can do. And Rizzo did it, but made it out.
Yeah, almost able to get it over the head of Young. A little bit of a misread, broke in initially and then had to retreat to haul that in. Cubs catch a break. They don't face the Rockies' two best starters in this series. Chacin and De La Rosa have been their best. You get Jeff Francis, and then John Garland.
So 2 outs. DeJesus still at second, and Alfonso Soriano takes a strike. That leadoff single yesterday, stole a base. In fact, he stole third. And on that play, Kurt Suzuki's throw hit the bat of Wellington Castillo, and it allowed Soriano to score the game-winning run. High in the air, deep to left. Gonzalez didn't even move. On to Waveland. 2-0. Cargo did not move 1 inch.
That's home run number 4 for Soriano. He's not done a lot against right-handed pitching yet this year. This is a backup, hit me hard slider. Look at the reaction as he lets his bat go. He knows he got every bit of that one. The full treatment.
So an early 2-0 lead. You start to get into this. We've seen this movie before when you get the leadoff man in scoring position with nobody out. But Soriano picking up Castro and Rizzo with that 2-out home run.
Talked about Nicasio in the secondary pitches. He tried the slider there and just made a bad pitch, and Soriano made him pay.
Well, dunked in the left by Sherholtz to keep the inning alive.
It's 8 home runs allowed by Nicasio now in 35 innings.
That home run just tied Soriano with Hall of Famer Carlton Fisk for 69th on the all-time list, number 376. And with his next, he'll tie Jeff Kent and Norm Cash for 67. Cody Ransom in for Luis Valbuena, still dealing with that sprained finger, pinky finger, is available to pinch hit. Cubs facing the left-hander Francis tomorrow, so Valbuena will get a couple of days to let that finger heal. And if he's not ready for Wednesday, off day Thursday, hopefully at the latest by the weekend against the Mets. Looking at some of the names on the list right above Soriano, and he's got a chance not too far down the road to pass some pretty impressive names. Sherholtz takes off for second. The throw is going to beat him by a mile, so Rosario throws out Sherholtz, but Alfonso Soriano with a blast onto Waveland, and the Cubs lead 2-0. The battle for the Crosstown Cup will be decided in Wrigley Field when the White Sox travel north to play the Cubs Wednesday, May 29th and Thursday, May 30th. Tickets for both afternoon games, including in the Budweiser bleachers, are still available. Visit Cubs.com today to purchase. Soriano with a 2-run homer. The Cubs have the early advantage. Cubs would like to face this guy. Tulowitzki, with the bases empty as often as possible, he's knocked in 31 runs, 11 of which have given the Rockies the lead.
Such a valuable guy. Obviously, tremendous offensive player, but good defender too. Big, rangy shortstop with power. On base percentage up over 400.
Tulowitzki last year had his season end in late May with a left groin surgery, had a left adductor inflammation recently, not related to last year's injury. No question, they missed him a lot.
Only 28 years of age.
Backhanded play by Ransom on the way. Comes a catcher, Willeen Rosario. 28 home runs last year, knocked in 71 as a rookie.
He's got legitimate pop, 7 home runs already this year. They came mostly early. He's been in a funk. He's just 3 out of his last 32.
A former Cubs bench coach and interim manager, Renee Latchman.
Latchman, the first base coach. He was with Walt Weiss. Walt was a player in Oakland. That's just cut a lot of years in this game.
Two and one the count. Travis Wood has had a quality start every time out. All 7 so far. Way up in the air to right. Sherholtz drifting in.
Yeah, I mentioned that to him the other day. I said, you know, in the last 2 Cub guys to do it, Mark Dreyer and I can't remember somebody in the way back machine.
Johnny Schmitz.
Johnny Schmitz, and they both won 18 games. And instead of going, oh man, don't tell me that, he's like, sweet, he's on his way.
Todd Helton, the first baseman, going strong. Had right hip surgery in August that ended last year. Talk about Hall of Fame, and I mean, that's a Hall of Famer right there. The question is, you got this log jam, and he'll have that 5-year waiting period after he retires. But .319 for the batting average, .418 for the on base, slugging .544. Probably be up near 400 home runs. He's been a Gold Glover. So it should be a no-brainer. You know, the thing that will hurt him is the Coors Field effect.
Right. That's the biggest challenge when you're evaluating this Rocky club year in and year out. And then when you're looking at guys, the entirety of a player's career, and try to place him amongst his peers. He's one of those guys. He's been good on the road too. Now that's good. Obviously, he's gotten a bump from Coors Field.
For me, JD, he's one of those guys. It shouldn't even be a conversation. He's a Hall of Famer. But I have to couch it that way just because times are changing. And nobody got in this year. And there were a lot of very deserving players.
Yeah, those are the numbers I'm talking about. So the home game's inflating his numbers some, but pretty solid body of work on the road too. And it's typically for players, even in neutral ballparks, they do better at home than they do on the road because it's home. And as Dorothy says, there's no place like home.
And you also, and the other thing for him is 1,300 walks. He's struck out under 1,100 times. So the guy who hits for power, not as much as he used to, of course, not nearly as much as he used to, but gives you a great at bat, does not strike out very often. And I just hate to blame a guy for where he played.
Right. I think you have to evaluate. It has to figure into your thinking when you evaluate a guy's career, and that's my point. His road numbers are good enough for me to say, okay, this isn't a guy who's a product of Coors Field.
Right. There's a base hit. So in other words, if it were 380 at home and 211 on the road, you'd be like, well,
it'd be a little more cynical. Plus, he had a 40-plus inning scoreless streak as a pitcher at the University of Tennessee. He was a backup quarterback.
Well, there may be some out there say, but well, was he better than Larry Walker? Larry Walker, considered a five-tool guy, and he got 21.6% of the vote this year and has not gotten more than 23%. This is Nolan Arenado, their top prospect going into the season, according to Baseball America. He was brought up from the minors in late April to take over at third base for Chris Nelson, who was designated for assignment and then traded to the Yankees. One into right center. Well, join us on Twitter. Send us an email. We gave you all the addresses. What do you think? Todd Helton, Hall of Fame, yes or no? 2-0 Cubs.
Big role models in this city and in this country and this world. We put on one of the best uniforms to put on in all of sports, and it's an honor to put that on, and it's a responsibility too at the same time. So you have to carry yourself not only on the field but off the field like an ultimate pro.
It's good stuff from Anthony Rizzo. Long history with Theo Epstein, Jed Hoyer and Jason McLeod, going back to his Red Sox days in the minor leagues. Was acquired by Jed Hoyer in San Diego, and then when all three of them came here, they went out and got Rizzo from the Padres, and now he's locked in for at least 7 seasons.
Keep the band together.
Yep.
These guys are invested in him, and now he's going to be a Cub for a good long while. You see, this is kind of the trend in baseball now. Identify your core guys early, lock them up so you have cost certainty going forward. Player gets all that security, and when this contract is done, he'll still be young enough, or he'll probably have another big contract out in front of him.
Ball strike 3. No argument from Ransom. First punch out for Nicasio. Hey, Cub fans, make sure you check out Len and JD's baseball blog at WGNTV.com. Sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your nationwide insurance agent serving the area for 34 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. I have a post on Anthony Rizzo's new deal, and you can see video of his news conference from this afternoon. Popped out of the glove of Rosario. 2-0 on Castillo. Castillo making his Wrigley Field debut, facing the Cubs for the first time. Well, you can see the stuff is good, but you can also see his mechanics. He's looks like the kind of guy who has a tough time repeating them.
Gets a little loose sometimes. I do like that the front arm, the way he kind of comes up. Not a little deception, and even though we're only getting him 90-92, it looks like there's some good life on that 4-seam fastball. Probably gets a lot of backspin.
That one hit very hard, hit the lip of the outfield grass, and will carry out to Cargo, and that'll be a double for Castillo. So the Cubs have 3 extra base hits. That has been their forte offensively. Yesterday they did not have one for the first time in 35 games, but they lead the league in extra base hits.
Fastball up above the belt, but Castillo jumps all over it. He's wearing it out here at Wrigley. 373 at Wrigley Field. Well, you were right, Len. That ivy's starting to come in out there. Starting to green up a little bit.
It's a lot greener than it was last week. Barney bounces one off his foot. And it's going to warm up this week. More padding? Maybe a little bit for the outfielders. It will not change how hard the brick wall is behind it. Bounced up the middle. Tulowitzki behind second with an off-balance throw to get Barney. Castillo's at third, 2 outs.
This Saturday, the Mets are in town. It's a 3:05 game. And if you're one of the first 10,000 fans, you'll receive a silicone scoreboard slap watch, compliments of Pepsi. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Saturday, May 18th.
Now Travis Wood with 2 outs. You mentioned he pinch ran yesterday, scored the tying run. Handles the bat pretty well and takes a fastball high. Looking for his first RBI of the year. Well, the Twitter reaction on Todd Helton seems to be pretty unanimous. Now, I don't think any of these people actually have a vote. But if they did, he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I'd put him on my ballot.
He's got to retire first.
That's right. I'm not trying to push you out of business here, Todd, just yet. But Takes this one out into deep left center. He'll have extra bases. It's 3-0.
We were talking about him yesterday when he was pinch running, that if he had his druthers, I think he'd prefer to be a position player. He loves to play the game. Casio continues to misfire with that fastball. It's not just behind in count or not able to hit corners. When you're wild, you make mistakes in the strike zone too. Doesn't tighten it up. It's going to be a short night for him.
3 doubles for the Cubs here tonight. Right now they lead the National League in doubles and extra base hits. The last time a Cubs team led the league in both categories was 1935. Here's a 1-0. The knees, 1-1. Look at the schedule and how the Cubs played over the weekend. You just kind of get the feeling this team might be ready to get on a roll for the first time this year.
And to win 3 in a row for just the second time. They took 3 out of 4 in Miami. Won the first 3 before losing the finale of that 4-game set. Well, starting pitching has continued to be so good, and it's kind of funny when you're pitching really well and you win 2-1, then you say, well, we got timely hitting. When you're pitching really well and you lose 3-2, we didn't get timely hitting. You know, it just depends on how many. If the pitchers really shut the other club down.
Edwin Jackson in game mode here, even though he's not pitching tonight. Got the win on Saturday. Scott Feldman able to settle down after a tough first inning yesterday. Edwin Jackson had a group of youngsters out here at the ballpark, part of his Edwin's entourage today. They got a chance to watch batting practice, catch a ball game as De Jesus heads down to first. The first walk for Nicasio.
Jim Wright, the pitching coach, to have a chat with his young right-hander. That the 1935 Cubs team you referred to with all the doubles. Billy Herman led the way with 57 two-baggers that year.
That would have been part of the live ball era, right?
Yeah. Gabby Hartnett at 32. Phil Cavaretta, 28. Augie Galan.
What was the team batting average?
What was the team batting average? 288. Funny though, they didn't hit a lot of home runs. They only hit 88 home runs.
Gap power, right?
Wind must have been blown in that year. Club won 100 ball games.
Into right and a base hit. That'll send Wood to the plate. De Jesus to third. David Bell's going to send him. And he's going to score. A 2-run double for Castro. 5-0.
Now we talk about how unpredictable this game can be. Sometimes it's fairly predictable. You could see it early on when Nicasio there in the first inning, the inability to locate his fastball and to develop any kind of a feel for his breaking pitch. He's been ripe for the taking here, and the Cubs are jumping all over him.
Three doubles, 3 runs here in the second. strike on Rizzo.
This one, after the game, a lot of times the hitters will say, well, hitting is contagious, and I'm not sure I buy that. I think just when there's bad pitching, hitters take advantage.
Right field and deep. Blackmon back to the wall, and he has just enough room to end the inning. Rizzo just comes up short, but the Cubs did not in this inning, scoring 3. The ball.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. If you want to manage the game along with Dale Swaim, log on to WGNTV.com right now. Click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Bats hot here early on in this cold weather. 5-0. With arguably their best starting pitcher so far this season on the mound.
Yeah, and the starting pitcher who is 3-2 and could easily have 5 or 6 wins. He has not enjoyed this kind of run support.
Facing right fielder Charlie Blackmon. He came up yesterday to replace Michael Kadire on their active roster. Made his season debut and hit a home run. But the PA guy in St. Louis mistakenly announced that it was Blackmon's major league debut. So later when he homered, Cardinal fans cheered for him, thinking it was his first career homer. It was actually his 4th.
He was drafted twice as a pitcher out of high school and then junior college. And then finally as a position player out of Georgia Tech.
Kadire has a bulging disc in his neck. That's why he's on the DL. Talked to Walt Weiss about Blackmon being in the lineup. He said, you come up in your debut, you hit a home run, you're in the lineup the next day. That's a pretty good rule. Fly ball left field, not deep. Over near the line is Soriano, and he makes the catch for the out.
Yeah, that's interesting because most position players, when you talk to them about getting a day off. They said, don't give me a day off after I've been swinging it well. You know, if I get a couple of knocks, I want to be in there the next day. Once in a great while, you'll bump into a player who says, no, I don't mind having that day off. If there's a tough guy on the mound and you're looking to give me a day off, I went 3 for 4 the day before. I can hang out and feel good about things.
Casio, the pitcher, takes a strike. Well, if you're looking for Tyler Colvin and DJ LeMahieu, they're both in the minor leagues. So all of the guys involved in that trade prior to last season are currently in the minors. Ian Stewart, Colvin, LeMahieu, Casey Weathers. In the dirt, 2-2. Right field, Sherholtz leaves his feet, can't make the play. And Nicasio with a 1-out single.
Willing to leave his feet to try to make a play there, and more importantly, you got to make sure you get a piece of that ball and prevent the extra base, perhaps extra bases.
Seventh career hit for Nicasio. Here's EY Jr. Eric Young, the son of former Cub Eric Young Sr. 30th round pick in 03. And that bunt will roll foul. Stolen base numbers in the minors. His dad with 465 career steals in the bigs. Junior with 330 steals in 8 minor league campaigns. He had 87 back in A-ball in 06. 27 with the Rockies 2 years ago in just 77 games.
5 this year, but he's been caught 4 times.
Well, stay tuned for the 7th inning stretch coming up a little bit later on, brought to you by Captain Morgan. Raise your glass always in moderation to life, love, and loot. Northern Illinois head football coach Rod Carey conduct the 7th inning stretch. Bounce to the shortstop Castro. He'll step on second. Fire to first. It's a double play, and the inning is over. It's 5-0 Cubs. Tonight we recognize Rogers Auto Group for its support of the McWayne-Bridgeport Baseball League. Rogers Auto Group and your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana dealers support over 30,000 young ball players in their communities through the Chevy Youth Baseball Program. Since 2010, the Chicago area Chevy dealers have been providing these local youth leagues equipment kits, instructional clinics, and much needed financial support. So once again, from the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball. Well, Juan Nicasio has struggled here early on tonight. He gave up a 2-run homer to Soriano in the first, Alfonso leading off here in the third. Cubs would add 3 more in the second. That one's pulled fair, and it'll roll into the left field corner. And another double. 5 two-base hits for the Cubs already.
Talk a lot about the components of a good offensive team, and we talk a lot about on-base plus slugging. The slugging part of it, the Cubs have down pretty well. The on-base percentage, that's where they struggle, but still good to see them swing the bats the way they have in recent games. Soriano, 2 trips up, home run, now a double into the corner.
Sherholtz 1 for 1, caught stealing in the first inning and a strike call. So Soriano tying Carlton Fisk with a home run in the first. He's got a pretty decent chance this year to pass the following players on the all-time home run list: Matt Williams, Tony Perez, Orlando Cepeda, Jim Rice, the aforementioned Larry Walker, Johnny Bench. Pretty good list.
6 ahead of him on the active home run list: A-Rod, Pujols, Jambi, Konerko, Dunn, and Big Papi. Look out.
Ball was rocketed over the Cubs dugout.
Soriano's first ever big league home run off Norm Charlton, a walk-off in the 11th inning. Back when he's with the Yankees 15 years ago or so.
Tulowitzki will retire Sherholtz. Cubs now have 86 doubles, leading the majors. Casio gets a sign from his catcher Rosario, and a pitch. This one's popped up. And flings his bat over near the Rockies on deck circle as he pops out to Rutledge.
Yeah, there's this stage of the game where you want to keep the pedal to the metal. You don't want to let up. You get that leadoff double, even though you have a comfortable lead. There's a lot of baseball to be played, so you got to keep chipping away, keep playing add-on.
Castillo doubled and scored in the second.
Time now for Xfinity Home from Comcast. This man right here, Wellington Castillo, here at Wrigley Field, hitting .385. 4 doubles, 4 driven in. Get peace of mind with Xfinity Home, the total home security and home control solution that keeps you more connected to what matters most.
One and one the count. Runner at second, 2 outs. Ground ball to third. Arenado backhands. For the first time, the Cubs do not score, but they have a 5-0 lead at the end of 3. All Cubs early on, 5-0. Travis Wood will face Rutledge, Gonzalez, and Tulowitzki. Cubs have gone 7-4 against teams with losing records from last year, and the Rockies are one of those clubs. Dropped a club record 98 games. But off to a good start. Actually have not been playing very well lately. Began the year 13-4, and they've now dropped 13 of their last 20. So get back out of play. 2 strikes on Rutledge. Punched out into center. De Jesus will get to the spot. I've always wondered what the fluorescent colored softballs are doing in the Cubs dugout, and we found our answer. Guys actually will sit on those and kind of roll on their hamstrings, trying to loosen up the hammies. Leo Bourbon was sitting on that earlier.
Give that a try.
Gonzalez high in the air to left. 2 quick outs.
Some pitchers that used to throw long toss in the outfield with softballs.
And what was the theory? Just something to do?
I'm guessing if you could throw a softball really far and really hard, then you'd throw a baseball even further and harder.
He's not so sure.
And he looks to me like he would know too. A little Art Garfunkel going on, just a little.
Little Buddy Holly. Right.
So I just did some calculating here, some ciphering. 11 runs total have been scored prior to tonight with Travis Wood on the mound. Not the total runs, in his starts, but while he's been the pitcher of record. So this is unbelievable for him. It's an embarrassment of riches.
Well, Nicasio is a guy who's been getting run support. He came in at 3-0 with an ERA of 4.72, but the Rockies have given him a ton of support. Not so far tonight.
Because the Woodman is dealing yet again. Fastball command to both sides of the plate. That hard cutter. The change. You can tell just by his tempo and the way he's going about it, he's pitching with a lot of confidence.
As you were saying.
Yeah.
Lewinsky out front. He pops it up. Castillo just watches it in the stands.
One of those guys who can sit around and have that conversation. If you could start a team today and you had the first pick in the draft, who would you take? And his name comes up a lot.
Terrific two-way player. He lifts into right. And it's Sherholtz. Still 5-0 Cubs in the fourth.
Cubs baseball is brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
Great to have you with us tonight as the Cubs open up a 6-game homestand, leading the Rockies 5-0 as they look for their third straight win. Here's Darwin Barney. 8-9-1 for the Cubs. Off the outside corner for ball one.
Darwin 2 out of 10 in the weekend series at Washington. Struggling, obviously, to find a little consistency at home plate.
I normally would not mention this, but because I mentioned your name in the lead, I have to mention it tonight. As Gonzalez makes a catch. Did you happen to catch my Daily Herald?
You know, I was perusing that because somebody linked to it. Somebody said it was picked up on MLB.
Yeah, I didn't hear the conversation, but you were once asked if you could be commissioner for a day, what would you do? And you said, I'd make myself commissioner for life, which I thought was pretty good.
Well, like that old genie thing, the 3 wishes.
So I just wanted to give you a few of the bullet points and see if you agree. If I were commissioner for a day, get rid of the DH. Gone.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Add a roster spot to appease the union. I would cap September game day rosters.
Absolutely.
So you can have 40 in your dugout, but only 25 or 28, whatever the number is, available. Diving stop. Tulowitzki can't get the ball out of his glove. That is a single for Wood. He's 2 for 2.
Loves to play the game. 2 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. Great effort here by Tulowitzki. Obviously, if he gets the exchange from glove to throwing hand, he gets Travis hit sharply. He gets rewarded with a knock. So we're capping the September roster.
Yeah. Team error.
Yep.
Pop-ups that drop as a right fielder and center fielder look at each other instead of that being a cheap hit or giving an error to one guy or the other. It's just a team error.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt the pitcher, doesn't get charged to any one player.
There's been talk in recent off seasons about doing that. They just haven't implemented it.
Well, I'm the commissioner. I'm implementing.
You're implementing it. Yeah.
Jesus pops out to Arenado. All right. I'd have 5 umpires work every game. The 5th umpire would be in his own booth. He'd be the replay guy. Or gal.
Person.
I would put a microphone on the home plate umpire to announce lineup changes if there's a double switch, and also any sort of unusual call. I would make it like the NFL. I don't expect the home plate umpire to make 15 announcements a game, but it's very simple.
Yeah,
this guy comes in and playing right, he'll hit 6th. I feel like too often the communication between the field and the press box is a little lacking. So why not just have him be up front and announce it?
Why eliminate the middleman? Just do it.
Runner interference. This is why we called the guy out. Okay, that seems easy.
Yeah, explanation of the rules. Balk rules. You know, if you're watching in the stands, many times things happen and people are scratching their heads. What happened there? What was the call?
Right.
You know, and I agree wholeheartedly with every one of those. Most of which we've discussed most of those before, but that last one is new to me. I really like that.
Okay, good. I would require every team to schedule an old-fashioned doubleheader once a year. And it's a one-admission doubleheader. And I think it'd be cool. You'd have to do it on 2 different days, so every team would host one. Pick a Saturday or a Sunday. Every matchup in baseball would be 2 games. I think it would be very popular. There are a lot of young baseball fans who've never had the opportunity to go see 2 games in one day. for one price. You and I used to do that all the time, right? When we were kids. I would ban alternate uniforms. I would say pick a home, pick a road. If you want to have one day where you blow it out and bring back an old uniform, great. You can do one throwback day. Castro got hit. Let's hope it was muscle and not bone, but that really hurt. So I'm all right.
Nothing going in the Rocky bullpen yet, but I suspect pretty soon somebody's going to have to get up. Ocasio continues to labor. Yeah, I got him up there in the upper arm fleshy part. Still isn't any fun, but better than some of the alternatives.
So the uniform one is just kind of a kind of a
you're
quirky
allowed.
one.
You're the commissioner. You're the commissioner. You get to have a little leeway if you want.
So that's it. And then you can add any you'd like.
I don't know. I really like this. You're going with all this stuff.
Nothing big. Just tweaking.
Here's what I thought of today. For MLB, the entire season, from day one to the end, at least one day game in Major League Baseball every day.
It's not bad.
And I'll tell you why. Because as a baseball fan, you know, you're sitting around at work, you're at the office, whatever. It's nice to be able to turn on and watch a ball game.
And the Cubs usually provide
and the Cubs
that on
are the ones that have
Friday.
provided that for so many people for so many years. But if there's at least one day game, because with the MLB app now and the fact that people watch games all over the country.
Bounce to Arenado. And he will throw out Rizzo at first. So if you could be commish, what would you add? What would you subtract? At 5-0. We'll be back.
Commissioner Casper.
The fifth inning is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, creating contemporary solutions for a better banking experience for everyone. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank. Member FDIC. Travis Wood has done it all. Pitching a shutout into the fifth on just 2 hits, and at the plate he's 2 for 2 with a double, an RBI, and a run.
And if you were commissioner, that would continue because the DH would never enter the Nationals.
Right. Got some good answers here. And if I were commissioner for a day, as Rosario takes a Breaking ball for ball one. Trevor Valise said, reform the All-Star game. No player from every team has to make it, and the World Series advantage to the winning team. Yeah, I'm kind of with that. Do you think every team should be represented in one way or another? Just because?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the problem is where the guys get left off because of it. But there's always where the guys that get left off.
That one lined to deep left center, and it's caught. Waist-high grab by Soriano.
I would be in favor of actually expanding the roster of the All-Star team so that you have the most representative team in terms of you get the best guys there, and then if you need to fill in with players from teams that just so every city can be represented so they can cheer for their guy. So the question then is if you eliminate the All-Star game as a determining factor as to who gets home field advantage in the World Series, do you go back just to flip-flopping every year, or do you come up with a different criteria?
I think with interleague play now, I would almost just say the team with the best record. So in other words, if you win 100 games and you have the best record in the American League, and the team in the World Series has 89 wins, to me, the 100-win team should have home field. It's a strike on Helton. Egmer Escalona stretching. Helton takes a walk. That's only the third Rockies base runner.
Cubs host the Mets here at Wrigley this Friday. That's May 17th. It's a 120 ball game. First 10,000 adults 21 and older will receive a pitcher and mug set, compliments of Budweiser. Cubs.com for information or to purchase your tickets. Metropolitans coming to town.
At Sir Guy Grand says a 154 game schedule. That has been discussed. I just don't know if we'll ever go back.
Well, your doubleheader idea would help. At least shorten the season in terms of days. And
Castro to Barney to Rizzo. That will end the inning. I think the key is to keep the World Series out of November, especially in cold weather cities. 5-0.
Integrated contemporary solutions for a better banking experience for everyone. Fifth Third Bank, the Curious Bank, member FDIC.
Cubs with a 5-0 lead. Cool night here at the ballpark. Weather will start heating up tomorrow. Summer is coming. Not here yet, but it's coming.
For the rumor. Ooh, that was a great fastball. The swings he's had tonight, that's probably the last thing Soriano expected to see, a channeled fastball.
Another one, and couldn't get it. 0-2. Cardinals leading the Mets 6-3. They're in the bottom of the 7th. Matt Holliday has homered for the Cardinals. Rick Ankiel signing with the Mets today, and they put him in center field. See the Mets on Friday. Recently cut by the Astros. Ankiel had 35 strikeouts and 62 at bats with Houston. On the ground, long throw coming up for Arenado, and he airs it out. That's impressive.
Yeah, they're really excited about this kid. Solid bat, big time power potential, and a good defender at third base. Plenty of arm here.
Schuerholz is 1 for 2, and he rolls to Rutledge. Cubs will play 2 more against the Rockies tomorrow night and Wednesday night. Great weather expected, so come on out and enjoy beautiful Wrigley Field. Tickets are still available for both games, including tickets in the Budweiser bleachers. For more information or to purchase tickets, go to Cubs.com. Jeff Francis, Carlos Villanueva tomorrow night. John Garland and Jeff Samardzija Wednesday evening. Ransom went. That's a strike.
Casio looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. Will likely be his last inning.
I'm mentioning traditional doubleheaders. They played one in Cleveland today. Did you know that? The Indians beat the Yankees 1-0 and then lost 7-0.
Was it a scheduled doubleheader?
I don't believe it was. It was a makeup doubleheader.
I want to say the Rockies last year, when the Astros went in there, there was a scheduled doubleheader. It was on the schedule from the start of the season.
Split? Straight up doubleheader?
Well, it might have been split, but I know it was scheduled. It wasn't a makeup.
Mariano Rivera was given a framed gold record album from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Last trip to Cleveland, at least in the regular season.
Presented to him by Drew Carey.
Still 2-2. Milwaukee leading at Pittsburgh 4-1 in the top of the 9th. Marco Estrada, 7 strong innings, a little better than A.J. Burnett. Popped up behind first. Todd Helton makes a grab. and foul ground, and the Cubs go down in order for the first time tonight.
Okay. There you go, folks. There he is.
Oh, yeah.
Good commissioner.
No, I'll keep my day job.
No, I like it.
Scott Armstrong tweeting, thankfully you'll never be commissioned. Do people really want to see the pitcher bat? They hit 100. Oh, wow, how exciting. So that it's turning against me.
All right. Well, you got to take the heat if you want to sit in that chair.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Seelig is safe for now. I'm going to hear it from him next time we see him, I'm sure.
We're going to get a memo.
Yeah. Charlie Blackmon airs it out to Jesus in center.
Wrigleyville Rooftops has premier seating for up to 200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to WrigleyvilleRooftops.com or call 773-248-ROOF. I feel like Barbara Walters every time I read that.
Is she retiring?
She is retiring next year, 2014.
Kind of like Commissioner Seelig. Is she really going to retire? Yeah, I think you should read it as Barbara next time.
Baba Wawa, SNL bit.
So Nicasio, after a 1-2-3, fifth inning, is taking the at bat here in the sixth.
Yeah, I get 81 pitches, I believe, and the way he finished that inning, and the Rockies got nothing going offensively. White's going to save his resources on that bench in case they get a little something going late. Then he'll have some pinch hitters available, and he figures he's going to be able to squeeze one, maybe two more innings out of Nicasio now. Weiss last year coaching a high school team, but he had been a member of the front office with the Rockies for a number of years as a special advisor. He was in uniform before home games, essentially serving as a coach.
Bouncer to Ransom. And 2 down. Hey, by the way, speaking of starting pitching decisions, I was curious to read Davey Johnson's remarks about taking Gio Gonzalez out after 7 innings of dominating ball yesterday and 86 pitches. And in the MLB.com game story, he said, quote, "It's just the way I manage. You can chalk it up to me. You don't like it, chalk it up to me. It didn't work out." So he took the heat for going to his bullpen in the 8th inning. And the Cubs were able to tie it in the 8th and win it in the 9th.
Did Gio say anything?
He did. I quote, "I don't question Davey's job. He's a great manager. He knows what he's doing. You have to learn to roll with the punches." Cubs were able to get to their bullpen, sneak out of town with a series win. So get Wood out of the 6th, leading 5-0. Game summary. It's the Travis Wood Show, starring Travis Wood. He's been really good once again tonight. Here's Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves.
Sure, Seth Meyers is going to take over for Jimmy Fallon.
Lots of changes late night. Bottom 3 for the Cubs against Nicasio, who had trouble settling in. Once he did in the 3rd inning, he's been able to shut down the Cubs since.
Really threw a couple really good sliders last inning. Did not have that pitch early on.
High in the air, deep to left. Gonzalez back into that well area, and he's got it.
Just missed.
Barney for the 3rd time. He's grounded out and flied out, both to the pull side. Sinker for a strike. foul, and Darwin will have to get a new bat.
Careful, careful now.
Outside, 1-2. On the ground to Rutledge. Two away. It'll bring up Travis Wood. A rough one tonight for the Astros, trailing 7-2 in Detroit. Dirks and Martinez, V-Mart, they've gone deep for the Tigers. Adam Ottavino wearing number 0. How about that?
The O-Man. Anibal Sanchez for the Tigers tonight. 7 innings, a 2-run ball. He struck out 8. But Norris got knocked around pretty good, allowed 7 earned runs in 5 innings.
So the Astros cut the cord with Philip Umber at 0-8.
With an ERA in the 9s, I believe.
What a fall since a perfect game last year with the White Sox. On the hands, and Wood fights it off.
I really feel for a guy going through what he's going through, coming off that high, and it's been miserable since then. I wonder if there's another example like it. You know, there was a Bobo Holloman, was kind of a roguish pitcher back in the day, and in his first major league start threw a no-hitter, and he never had another complete game.
You mentioned Bud Norris. He actually left the game tonight with an apparent undisclosed injury. Jose Altuve left as well. As Wood strikes out, Rosario completes the out. A jaw injury for Jose Altuve. 5-0 Cubs.
Cubs are playing well last 4 games now.
Really good.
Holy cow.
MLB.TV is celebrating 11 years. Join the millions of fans and subscribe today. Watch every out-of-market game live online on your favorite mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere. Getting set for the 7th inning stretch. Rod Carey, Northern Illinois football coach. Congratulations. Your first game was the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, how about that?
I guess they're throwing you in the deep end, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. Here you go. Learn how to swim.
That's right. Well, your first full season coming up, and welcome to Wrigley Field.
Thank you. It's beautiful. I mean, what a place. Historic and everything.
Josh Rutledge will lead it off for the Rockies here in the 7th. It's your Midwestern guy.
Yeah, you know, born in Wisconsin and went to high school in Minnesota, and you know, so this is like home to me.
To college in Indiana, working in Illinois, and you've got the whole upper Midwest covered, I think.
Yeah, Iowa and Nebraska, don't got them covered, but other than that, I'm good.
Strike at the bottom part of the zone. Rutledge.
So, Gould's coming off a big year last year. What are the prospects for this fall?
Well, like I say, it's always good for the first-year head coach to have the quarterback back, and Jordan Lynch is back. So, should be pretty good.
When does training camp start?
We start August 5th. So it's going to happen quick now.
And summer will go by fast for you. Question.
It always does. We're in the middle of recruiting right now. Those juniors were out there, and coaches are all with the coaches, high school coaches, and trying to get it done.
Three and one the count.
Got to make you guys Husky fans, don't I?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Here's the first pitch.
Yeah.
They got it there in the air. That's the key.
Yeah. There you go.
Probably strike 3 and 2.
Probably a pretty good power hitter in your youth, I'm guessing.
I could pull it.
Full power.
I could pull it. You know, that finesse game wasn't mine, right?
Off delivery, and it is low. That's a leadoff walk. So Rutledge is on. The first time the Rockies have had the leadoff man on, they have not to this point had a runner in scoring position.
A couple double plays really helped to clean up a couple of innings. Arenado bounced into a double play after Helton had walked in the 5th. Young bounced into that 6-3 double play back in the 3rd after Nicasio had single. There's not been a lot of traffic. Travis Wood has not had to throw a lot of pitches from the stretch tonight. He hasn't had to throw a lot of pitches from the stretch all year. As we mentioned, he came in with a 179 batting average against, tied for 3rd best in the league.
Strike on Gonzalez.
So you're talking about the recruiting going on now, but what about your incoming freshman class? Got a pretty good group.
Yeah, real good. You know, obviously the Orange Bowl helped, and you know, we're looking forward to getting those guys on campus here in June.
So the hat you gave us on the back, it says the hard way back-to-back. Is that referring to the season you just had? And
well, back-to-back
season coming up?
We've won the MAC 2 years in a row. And the hard way is just how we do it in Cal. No shortcuts.
Right. In the air, Castro out. De Jesus in, and he makes a catch. How about any changes on your staff because you took over right before the bowl game? Did everybody come back intact? Any major changes?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to keep our defensive coordinator, Jay Neiman, and Kevin Kane. And then we had a couple guys on offense, Bob Cole and Joe Tripodi stay. Then had to go out and hire 5 guys. So that was interesting to say the least, but it was good. Got really 5 good guys in there that'll represent NIU well.
And after the season, Did you make any phone calls? I was talking to Walt Weiss in spring training, his first year as a Rockies manager, about who he talked to. He mentioned Tony La Russa. Do you have a mentor you rely on, or someone you talk to just to talk big picture stuff?
Well, there are always three guys in my life: my dad, Roger LaPelt, my high school coach, and Bill Mallett, the guy I played for. But then you got to throw in Joe Novak and Dave Doran as well.
And what was the main theme when you talked to all those? What did they all tell you about how to go about your business? Just be yourself?
Yeah. You know, that was the biggest thing. Be yourself and take your time. Don't make a hasty judgment. And, you know, Pat Fitzgerald over at Northwestern, you know, I called him one night, and he was great, too. And, you know, he said about the same thing.
We've had Coach Fitzgerald on many times.
He's a good guy.
2 strikes on Troy Tulowitzki.
But you've been a coach before, but now you get to run your own program. So obviously, big challenge, I guess, is to delegate, knowing what to sit on top of and what to push off to some other guys. I mean, that can't be easy.
No, it was hard this spring. Now we were in spring practice, and I wasn't calling plays, and it was hard. But Bob Cole, our offense coordinator, did a great job. But no doubt, you know, you chew your nails a little bit at night.
Trying to find the sign, and Tulowitzki said you're taking too long. Would you like to have a game every day like Dale Swaim does?
I can't imagine that. It would be terrible.
You need a week, huh?
Oh yeah. I'm not smart enough to go every day.
I guess it's good and it's bad. The tough part is it is every day, but the good thing is you have a tough loss, you get right back out there the next day. Football, you got to wait, and then you have a bye sometimes. It's 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. You know, baseball's a great game. We grew up loving it and playing it. And, you know, you hate practicing baseball, I can tell you that. You really like to get out there. These guys get a chance to.
Are you telling me your players like football practice?
Oh,
I'm guessing they like the games a little better too.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. Yeah. I said coaches like practice, not players.
So Wood and Castillo met. Talk it over here with 2 strikes on Tulowitzki. Rutledge the runner at first. There it is. Bounced. Got away from Castillo. For the first time tonight, the Rockies have a runner at second.
Wild pitch, but I'm pretty sure that's what they were trying to do with that 0-2, is see if Tulo would be willing to chase. They didn't want to make a mistake in the strike zone with 2 strikes on him. And they probably didn't want to spike it that far out in front of home plate, but better to miss there than over the heart of the plate on no balls, 2 strikes.
Sharply hit bouncer to Castro. Rutledge staying in second. 2 outs in the inning. Coach Rod Carey, thanks for stopping by. We're going to get you ready for the stretch. Have fun with it tonight. Well, there are a lot of Huskies fans here in the audience, and we wish you the best of luck here in 2013.
Yeah, good luck,
Appreciate
Coach.
it, guys.
Tear 'em up.
Appreciate it.
Tear 'em
We'll
up.
be back soon. All right.
If you forget the words, I know you won't. Just hold the microphone out, and all these people will help you. All right.
Love it.
There's Willeen Rosario. And the curveball is high for ball 1.
Just a little bit out of sync here and getting frustrated with himself.
Two and 0. Just again, 3 balls, no strikes. Todd Helton on deck. He walked him. Two free passes here in the inning. Now Helton, who has singled and walked.
Third walk of the ball game for Travis. He had allowed only 14 freebies coming into this ball game. His control has been outstanding.
Fujikawa taking his time right now, so it looks like he's ready. If Wood cannot get Helton, I think there's any question it would be Fujikawa to face Arenado. High in the air to center, but playable for De Jesus. Let's sing the stretch.
Tonight's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Northern Illinois University football coach Rod Carey.
All right, Cub fans, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jam. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root for the Cubs. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's go Cubbies!
Scheduled night games to follow tomorrow and Wednesday, and we're on WGN Friday after an off day Thursday. Mets and Cubs. I don't think these two teams play often enough, do they? Mets and Cubs. Looking forward to it. Ford, go further in any one of Ford's many fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. That's what I would do. I'd have more Mets-Cubs matchups.
Okay, Commissioner.
Adam Ottavino, role number 0, facing the top of the Cubs lineup. And ball 1 low on De Jesus.
Ottavino's a New York guy, born and raised in New York City. Pitched at Northeastern. Good numbers so far this year. He relies heavily on a slider.
Breaking ball strike. Travis Wood worked around 2 walks in the 7th. Got out of it unscathed. Get his ERA down to 2.03. Two and 1.
Al Oliver wore 0, right?
Yes.
I don't know if there's many others. Probably some guys.
Sharply hit. Nice play by Rutledge, and from his knee, he gets him.
Almost like that ball carried him to the ground.
Like it.
Yeah, so much as a dive as he kind of reached for it and lunging forward. Hey, I'm flipping through the Rockies press guide here. And there's a player we need to get a memo over to Jed and Theo. Player we got to acquire from the Rocks. Infielder by the name of Henry Wrigley.
Yeah, saw him in spring training. How about that? The Rockies have had 13 different opening day second basemen the last 13 years. And they've all heard, well, half of them or so have heard this. Hi, I'm Troy. I'm your shortstop. Yeah. And all of them have heard, hi, I'm Todd. I'll be playing next to you over here at first. Way outside, and Castro swung at it. Well, thanks to Judd Cerati, he went to Baseball Reference. 13 players have worn the number 0. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oscar Gamble.
Oscar Gamble.
Mm-hmm. Candy Maldonado. I think it's, guys who wore 0 at one time or another. Ottavino, no, did not beat Castro to the base. It's an infield hit for Starlin.
Little swipe move by Ottavino, and I don't think he ever got the bag, and it didn't matter because Castro got there first.
Al Oliver wore it 8 years. Junior Ortiz wore number 0 for 6 seasons.
Backup catcher for the Pirates mostly.
Ray Ordonez, Franklin Stubbs, UL Washington with the Pirates in '86. George Scott, 1979 with the Royals. So there have been a few.
How about Oscar Robertson? Did he wear 0? The big O?
I don't know.
Nothing for 3 tonight, but had very good swings his first 2 times up. Line drive to center and a deep fly to right.
Three and one. Strike, late call there by Paul Schreiber. 3-2.
7-year deal. Nobody wants to throw you a 3-1 fastball anymore. This is a tough 3-1 pitch here. Slider that just curls to the outside corner.
Castro runs, and that one lined out in the center. That'll send Castro to third. Rizzo with his first hit tonight.
Yeah, and that's why I think he's just going to get better and better. I mean, some guys come into the league and they are who they are as a player, and they don't get a whole lot better. And if Anthony were to be the guy he is right now, you've got a really good player on your hands. But I think there's more in there because the longer he's in the game, he's going to get a better feel for how pitchers are going to pitch to him. He'll get more of a book on some of these guys. He's going to put up huge numbers in his time here in Chicago.
That's a great story. 08 in the minors with Boston, diagnosed with lymphoma. Missed most of the year. He talked about that during the press conference today. Now the Boston brass stuck with him. Same in San Diego. Talked about the fans. We had a soundbite earlier in the game about how he understands he's a role model for a lot of people. And he's going to be the Chicago Cub for a while. Fouled back. 0-2 on Soriano. Swing and a miss, strike three. 2 down.
So when you face this guy, you go up there looking slider. In high school, he once had a stretch 3 consecutive starts in which he struck out 54 men, or boys, I guess, in high school. What's that? 7 innings in a high school game.
21 outs.
21 outs. 63 outs. He punched out 54. It'd be boring to play behind that. Playing behind Eddie Feiner.
The 0-1 to Sherholtz. Ground ball fair. Sending Castro across the plate. Rizzo to third. Problems out there and left. Rizzo will score. Carlos Gonzalez, probably the best left fielder defensively in the league. I'm not sure what happened to him down there. But it's now 7-0.
Yeah, he just got his ball eluded him as he went up against the wall to try to trap it. He goes down, thinks he's got it covered, squirts through the 5-hole. He goes down. Just a comic turn of events out there for Cargo. RBI double for Sherholtz. Will not get credited with that second RBI. That'll come home on the air. Oh, check that. They are giving him a triple.
2-run triple for Sherholtz. The only bad news is the Cubs can't add to their major league leading doubles total. Slider missed on Ransom. 7-zip.
Careful when you're playing that puck along the boards. Keep it in that offensive zone.
Chopped foul over the home dugout.
It's a problem with contact lenses.
Sure helps to see when you're facing a major league pitcher. Down by Rosario. Blackhawks will be back in action in a couple of nights. Original 6 matchup with Detroit. Looks like the Bruins and Rangers will match up over in the other conference. Some held. Fly ball right field, and it's caught by Blackman, and the inning is over. 2-run triple, Nate Scherholz. It's 7-0 Cubs.
And all the things we said, we were self-assured. 'Cause it's a long road to wisdom, but it's a short one to being ignored. Me and my eyes, me and my heart, me and my eyes, me and my heart. So now I think that I can love you back, and I hope it's not too late, 'cause you're so attractive and the way you move, I won't close my eyes. 'Cause it takes a man to live, it takes a woman to make him compromise. So be in my eyes.
That's the Lumineers, Flowers in Your Hair. Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Julio Bourbon in for Soriano. He'll hit 9th in the order. And Kyuji Fujikawa places Travis Wood on the mound. Wood tremendous again. That's 8 quality starts to begin the year.
Yeah, and again, you know, really not doing him justice by calling him quality starts, because they've been way above the norm. The standard for a quality start, which is 6 innings, 3 earned runs or less. He's been much better than that.
Arenado fouls off. So Wood has now joined Hippo Vaughn as the only Cubs starters to have 8 consecutive quality starts to begin a season since the Cubs moved into Wrigley Field in 1916. Vaughn did it in 1919. How about that?
Hippo was a lefty too, wasn't he?
He was.
A really good one. He's famous for the double no-hitter with Fred Toney, but he was a really good pitcher. Maybe the best in the National League there for a while.
Look out. Four-seamer up and in. James Leslie Vaughn. So if you want to tell Travis Wood that year, 1919, Vaughn won 21.
Okay, so that's the bar. We're setting that bar a little higher now.
At a major league high 306 2/3 innings.
We won't get there.
25 complete games. Not a big strikeout guy. 141 strikeouts that year in 1919 with over 300 innings. Arenado chased the splitter.
Another quiet night for these Rocky hitters. Dominated by the Cardinals, and now coming in here having to deal with Travis Wood. Fujikawa with a really good split finger pitch there to finish him off. Fuji working for the 3rd time since coming off the DL. Pitched Friday and Sunday in Washington.
So Hippo Vaughn was 6'4", 215.
Yeah, he wasn't really that hippo-ish. I read somewhere it was the way he ran, about his gait. Late teens, that was kind of the end of the dead ball era.
Blackman lines to Castro. Well, Dante Bichette had to be a lot happier with his offense early on. Mentioned they started 13-4. They averaged almost 6 runs a game, but over their last 20 averaging under 4 runs. And before they got 8 yesterday, they scored 5 runs in their previous 5 games combined, and they're getting shut out again tonight. Reed Brignac will hit in the pitcher's spot. Swing and a miss. At one point in that St. Louis series, the Rockies had 49 consecutive hitless at bats.
Well, Shelby Miller one hit them. They got a base hit to start the game, and then he retired 27 in a row.
He would only get 2 hits the night after that. The day after that, Adam Wainwright.
There's been like 5 one-hitters in the last week, it seems. Chris Sale had one last night.
De La Rosa yesterday took a no-no into the 7th. Gio Gonzalez was perfect against the Cubs through 5. Players are striking out at an incredible rate. Pitchers now have the upper hand. Fujikawa thought that was strike 3. He was headed to the dugout.
Yeah, well,
He was right.
certainly good enough from our perspective.
Full count, 2 outs. Cubs leading 7-0. And pitch. And we'll do it again.
Behind that heater, he's certainly aware of Fujikawa's split finger pitch.
Swung out and missed. So Fujikawa fans 2 in the 8th. Cubs leading 7-0.
To the cop.
U-verse replay of the game. Stan Musial of the Cardinals with his 3,000th career hit at Wrigley Field. It was a pinch hit double off Mo Grabowski. As the Cardinals beat the Cubs 5-3. We're enjoying music from the 50s, as you can hear underneath.
The man going the other way. He had exactly 1,815 hits at home and 1,815 on the road.
Very nice. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible. Wellington Castillo off Wilton Lopez. with a double. His second two-base hit tonight.
Just missed hitting a home run last time up. Deep to left field for a fly out, this time on a line into the corner.
'69 on this date, Ernie Banks with his 1,500th RBI. He had 7 in a 19-0 win over the expansion San Diego Padres.
Right-hander Wilton Lopez, 1-1 with a 4 ERA. Formerly of the Padres and then the Astros, a strike throwing machine, typically sinker, slider, changeup. Throwing a lot of four-seam fastballs so far this year.
Count.
Is it part of the interpreter's job to take a bullet for Hugie there on a line drive into the dugout? You got to give up the body. Is that part of the job description?
Backhanded, and Arenado will just have to eat it. I don't know if he just had trouble getting rid of the ball or if Eric Cooper was too close to him. At any rate, it'll be an infield hit for Barney.
Barney, a couple of hits over the weekend in Washington. Had a bid for a base hit his first time up the middle, but Tulowitzki made a nice play on him here. Yeah, I'm not sure if Arenado was influenced by Cooper or just, no, I think he just didn't get it cleanly first time. That would have been a really tough play to convert from that far behind the bag.
No call on the play. Probably would have been blocking, not charging, since Cooper was moving.
Good no call. Yeah.
Top to second, charged by Rutledge, an ill underhand. Over to Helton, second and third, 1 out. Bourbon grounds out. Carlos Marmol will get the 9th. Field in as De Jesus fouls.
As a left-handed hitter, you want to really be thinking other way with Lopez. You throw so many two-seamers down and away. Get on top of the plate, cut one off before it can get out there on you.
And a base hit to the right. 2 runs will score. De Jesus makes it 9-0.
Well, he did throw him a four-seamer, inner half and up. He spins on it. Third time he's been on base tonight. Double walk, 2-run single.
"14 Cubs hits. Castro has 2 of them and 2 RBIs as well. Cubs will not catch Milwaukee for 4th. Started the night a game behind the Brewers, but Milwaukee a 5-1 winner at Pittsburgh. Cardinals beat the Mets 6-3. Lance Lynn improved to 6-1.
Only loss was here to the Cubs.
It was his last start. About the Rockies offensively. Back-to-back shutouts in St. Louis. 8 on Sunday, but nothing tonight on just 2 hits. Get a hit in the night. That'll be 3 out of 4 games with 1 or 2 hits. Astro draws the walk. He's now been on 4 straight times.
Well, that's an unlikely happenstance right there. Hilton Lopez walking Starlin Castro.
Well, that is baseball. Sometimes it's hard to figure out. 4-6-3, and the inning is over. Cubs add 2 more to their lead. We will head to the 9th. 9-0. A lot of crooked numbers for the Cubs. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, a pair in the 7th, same in the 8th. And very little going for the Rockies as Carlos Marmol tries to complete the shutout. There's 2 hits off Travis Wood, Fujikawa with a 1-2-3-8, and now Marmol in the 9th. Fastball is inside on Eric Young, now batting left-handed.
Hasn't been out there in almost a week. Last worked on the 7th of May against the Cardinals.
2-1. Cubs without a shutout to this point. Three balls and a strike. Weiss will turn to veteran left-hander Jeff Francis tomorrow night. His ERA 6.90. Almost be in the waiver for the Cubs. Just 1-2, but has a 3.02. Called strike 3 on the slider.
Backdoor slider, aiming for that outside corner. Yeah, he got a piece. Nice job of cradling that ball by Castillo. Helton, a 2-out single in the second, and then Nicasio, the starting pitcher for the Rockies, a soft single to right in the third. That's been it.
That's very deep, left center, and out. Shutout is gone, 9-1. As the Rockies pick up just their third hit of the night. Number 5 for Rutledge.
Gets the head out in front of that fastball from Carlos. The third hit of the night. And there goes the shutout. Some of the fans not too happy about that. And Carlos hear it. Tough spot to be in, in a blowout game. If you're nibbling and you're walking people, that's no good. Be willing to challenge some hitters. Guy runs into one, hits it in the seats, and the fans are unhappy, and they boo you. It's just the way it is right now for Carlos.
Well, fans have the right to boo if they'd like to. It's a little nitpicky when you're up 9-0, but so be it.
Yeah. They wanted that shutout badly.
Swing and a miss. Gonzalez gone.
Tough night for Cargo. 0 for 4 with a couple of punch outs.
Now standing with 2 outs. Tulowitzki. Steve Reich. Two.
Six different Cub hitters with multi-hit games tonight. DeJesus, Castro, Soriano, Shearholtz, Castillo, and Wood.
Swing and a miss. Cubs win 9-1 the final. Rockies do get a run on the homer by Rutledge. But a good night all around. Three in a row for the Cubs.